What is good, family? You are hanging with the boys. Got my main host, Jorge.
How's it going?
Co-host, Michael.
Yeah.
We're here for another episode. What are we, like 75 over 100 now?
I think we're episode 206 or something.
Okay. Episode 206 of Hanging with the Boys.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us again. I think we have a good show. I got some topics.
Yeah.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because I don't. I just made that up. I was just trying to sell the crowd on it.
Yeah.
First things first. Thanks to our non-sponsor, Goyaki Yerba Mate. I got the Rebel Berry. They pay us in $3 cans at the store, so give a big shout out to them.
I'll tell you what, though. That was refreshing.
Yeah, it's a spot. That was my first caffeine of the day, so I need it. Now I'm going to start talking a lot. How's the weekend? Let's always start with that.
It was all right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How was your drive over here?
Not good.
Something happened? You're a little late.
Yeah. Car broke down on the freeway,
Oh, man.
and then no one wanted to let me over, so I missed two of the
It was
light
like rush
cycles.
hour.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Missed two light cycles there, so I was just sitting there forever.
Yeah.
It's like, dude.
Dude, so Jorge's always like 20 minutes early, gets us set up. Not that we're on a time schedule with the actual podcast. It's just more of like for our lunch date at Fuentes.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here forever, dude, and it's 9 o'clock, dude, and he was late. I thought something was wrong. I was starting to actually get worried about the old boy, but
Hey, I appreciate the text.
yeah.
You know?
I was like, oh, man, dude.
Shows that you care.
Yeah, I was just hoping everything was all right, man. I didn't know if the boys was going to be around anymore.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, my weekend was the same as always. I wish I had a cool story for you. Actually, I do have a cool story. We had our men's club finale, which is just 9 holes. Like every hole has like a game on it, like a closest to a bunker or closest to 100 pin, skins on everything. We did that. I did not finish anywhere good with any of that. Actually, I did have longest putt, 13 feet. I mean, it wasn't huge, but so I got $75.
Nice.
And then we went in, did the awards, and they did first, second, third for the men's club. They do like have a money list, like the majors, all that stuff. And at the end, they had the Arnie York Award, which Arnie was a old boy that was in our men's club since like day one.
Okay.
And I kind of just met him as I started doing men's club, and super good dude. And he kind of passed away out of nowhere. He got like quadruple bypass surgery like halfway through men's club last year, and got out of surgery and went to his room and then passed away. Damn. So he had like some kind of complication. Yeah. But he was like a huge staple. Like I said, pretty much a day one of our men's club.
Yeah.
And so they do the Arnie York Award last year. Bubs won it, and it's peer voted, so everyone in our men's club votes. So Bubs won it, and that was awesome. Arnie's wife still comes to that, and this year I'm sitting there, dude, and they do like a big thing. It's like this guy represents, the men's club well, and brings like a person, like he does this whole speech.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, yeah, dude, cool, because I know who I voted for. It's Steve Jacobson, which he's like kind of a staple as well. I'm like, this dude should win it. Dude, and I'm sitting there, and then they called my name, and I'm like, oh shit, dude. So the wife hands me the trophy, dude, I start crying. I'm like, dang it, dude. But it's
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's cool because I loved Arnie. Like we golfed a bunch. That was cool. And then just to know that your friends view you as that, it's like everyone was like clapping for me and shit. And I mean, I wasn't like sob balling, but dude, it was it was running. Went over to my mom, gave her a hug. So out of all the golf stuff I've done, that was probably the coolest thing.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Knowing that your friends vote for you on something like that. So
well, you're on the podcast all the time talking about Sunridge and all that. So you're always putting out the name out there. So that's good.
So yeah, that was cool. And then I mean, not that I got a drinking problem, but I hammered a bunch of beers after that. When you get like the adrenaline of like everyone staring at you, and like because I didn't think it was me. Yeah. Honestly, I thought it was someone else. So once it happened, I'm like, I think I slammed a beer walking over to get the award because I got all nervous. I was like, ah, shit. So that was cool. Super good turnout. Men's club. I'm on year 8 now. It's already over again.
Nice. I'm gonna be on year 1.
Yeah,
up soon.
April.
Yeah.
Get ready for the Masters, dude. Get that green jacket.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So. Super good weekend. Had a mellow week actually. I golfed a little bit because we're supposed to be getting shit weather. So
yeah,
golfed, but it's hard to pass it up. It's like with my dad, like we're sitting there and Steve's like, dude, should we golf? I'm like, hell yeah, I'll golf with my dad, and helped him on Tuesday. And then we went to the Lucky Beaver for lunch and had like just 2 beers, but dude, we didn't eat nothing and we were buzzed. So then we went golfing again. So yeah. I mean, I know it's super interesting stuff. It's like, everyone probably thinks we just do the same podcast over and over because my story is the exact same, but at least I won an award this time. So they know I switched it up a little bit. Yeah.
How many of you guys won an award?
Have you won? You've won one.
Yeah.
Best podcast in Carson Valley, dude. Oh, yeah. I saw it.
Yeah.
We need to get that banner that says voted number 1 in Carson Valley. That'd be cool.
Well, we're going into Halloween soon.
Yep.
The kids are super excited about that. But that means we're coming into November.
Yep.
And there's a few things we can do.
Okay.
So I wanted to see what you wanted to do.
Run it by me.
We could do no shave November.
Like down on the bottom?
Everything, I think.
No way.
We could do no nut November.
No, not doing that.
Or sober November.
Those are all dumb. Who makes these? Dude?
Hey, well, I know those are, because I think Joe Rogan and his buddies do like that sober, that Bert Kreischer guy, because he loves to party. Yeah. I think that's like the one time where like he doesn't like November.
That's dumb.
So we got to pick one.
Okay, I'm gonna shave everything and then go no shave, because I think in like from November to December I could kind of hold off. Like beard's no problem, but I'm afraid of my fucking weenie vanishing, dude. Mm-hmm. If my pubes start growing over it, I'm screwed.
Then it's no nut November on accident.
Yeah, then I'll just can't find the damn thing to nut. So, dude, but I always think it's weird. Like, why would you pick holiday seasons to do like a sober? Right? Like, I could see doing like a dry, like get rid of New Year's obviously, but do like a dry January. That's good. You know, after the holidays, like kind of eat better, like, you know. Yeah. But dude, it's like Thanksgiving.
Well, I think maybe that's kind of the reason. Because it's hard not to. You're celebrating, you're hanging out with family and everything. Yeah. So like if you can really be motivated to like stop in that month when you're kind of supposed to, or you know, meet up with people and stuff like that, I think maybe that's the reason why you do it, because it's more fulfilling than just doing it in September.
God, that'd be tough. See, like I said, if I ever did, it's January. That's my month. Because I don't know what it is, but like January just feels like a depressing month. Yeah. You're in the middle of winter. There's nothing really going on after New Year's. You know, it's like.
You just got super hammered on New Year's.
Got hammered on. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you take Halloween, Thanksgiving to Christmas to New Year's, it's pretty bad. So I could definitely, like, if you told me right now, like in January, we're not drinking, I could do that. No problem. But dude, no, at Thanksgiving, we have so much fun. Like when I'm cooking the turkey on the Traeger, gotta have a beer in my hand, dude. Oh, yeah. I feel weird like grilling without a beer. Mm-hmm. So it's just, I can't do that.
Okay. So what are you picking?
I guess I'm going no shave.
No shave.
But I'm starting the first.
Yeah, the first.
Butt ass clean, dude.
Okay.
Okay.
So, but that means you can't do nothing to your beard. So by the end of November.
No, my beard will be fine. I like the month of the beard.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm worried about downstairs.
So if you're going to do that, I'm going to do sober November.
Are you?
Yeah.
You do sober 90% of the year. That's dumb, baby. Dude. You can't shave. I want to see you getting some little whiskers, dude.
Yeah, it might be weird. I might try it.
Okay.
But I might not do that one.
I know
the lady doesn't like that.
Yeah. See? I don't have a lady though, so we're good there.
Yeah, so you're good.
Okay. I can't do the sober, dude, because we go to the midget races. It's called the Hangtown 100. It's like a dirt track race. Uh-huh. So me, Trav, Lash, and my dad, we go every year.
Dude, what if they get on board with you?
No. You really think little Travy's going to get on board? Hey. My dad could probably do it.
Yeah.
But no, we go watch that. It's a bitchin' race. It's 2 nights. It used to be 3, but just midget little cars just ripping, you know. So we like to have beers there. And then, like I said, Thanksgiving. So I'd have to go no shave. Okay. I'm never doing the nut. I read if you don't do the nut a lot, you got a higher chance of prostate cancer. Yeah. So why would I'm not going to make my chances go up.
Yeah, like if that's scientifically proven.
Yeah.
So why would you? Why would you risk it?
Yeah. And why, dude? You get all angry. Mm-hmm. Cliffy watched a thing a long time ago when I was doing X Games. He watched a thing where Mike Tyson says he won't have sex for like 6 months before a fight because it like holds his testosterone in and shit. Mm-hmm. So like every year, like the month before X Games, he's like, dude, no sex, no nothing. And I was kind of pissed. I was like, I don't like this. This is dumb. So yeah, I don't want to be pissed on the podcast halfway through November.
Yeah, I don't know if that's really like true.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I think just Mike Tyson was just an angry guy.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Still is. It scares me, dude.
Yeah, I don't think it was no nutting or nothing. I think he was just angry to begin with.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I think the No Shave November thing actually started for a reason.
Yeah, it was like a cancer awareness. Yeah, yeah. But I thought,
well, October's Cancer Awareness Month, so I don't really know.
Well, it's breast cancer, I thought.
Oh, okay.
That's why they have the pink ribbon and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then I think like it maybe November goes into like our month, like testicle cancer or some shit. I think. But I thought it just, like when we started it, or not we started it, but when we were doing it, it was a mustache. Remember everyone had mustaches in November? I didn't know it was a full just fucking... No shade.
Yeah. Well, that's what I assume. Yeah. I'm just kind of making stuff up.
Yeah. I'm not doing a mustache either. I'd rather just grow the whole beard.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like no shave, so you don't shave your whole face.
Yeah. Okay.
And then people started the other stuff like the No Nut November. Yeah. Which probably because testicular cancer.
Yeah, maybe. But you think you'd want to like keep that thing cycled through.
Yeah.
Could get sketchy.
Yeah. What happens to like a engine that's just sitting there with oil and all that
same
stuff
oils in it all the time
for like 80 years?
Dude, where's producer Rush? We need him to do some research and give us like
we need Rush to move out here.
Yeah, we do. Bad. Mm-hmm.
Got a third camera for our setup here. So we can start having guests.
Yep.
Plug it in, don't work.
Damn it.
So we need that.
To our viewers and listeners out there, we need to get some guest ideas.
I have a guest
already
lined up.
Okay. Let's keep it on the DL.
Okay.
But let's also have our listeners start giving us some ideas. Who would they like to see? Because, I mean, obviously, we're going to go local, like, Miller, Cliffy, Bubs, like, we can go with all them.
Yeah.
But, like, give us some ideas. Give us something.
Yeah, unless you want to fly out here and hang out with us, play some golf, go to Fuentes. That's what we got to offer.
Yeah. That's how we pay.
Come to the podcast. Have a bitchin' time with the boys.
Yeah.
Go to lunch, Fuentes. And then get hammered.
And then I'll probably get hammered during the podcast if we have cool guests.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So
I'll just start drinking though. So I highly doubt in 1 hour I'd be like torched, but get a good buzz.
So if you guys do want to come on the show, let us know. If you guys have some ideas of who you want to see on the show, let us know. We are ready once I figure that camera out.
Yeah. And we're definitely doing it at your house from there on. Yeah. This room, like, look at us, dude. You put me in the corner again.
Dude, well, you want her to be next to those guitars.
Yeah, they're pretty sick. Yeah. So everyone always asks, like, because we talk a lot about documentaries and stuff. And last night I came across, I think it's called Icons on Amazon. And it's about football, right? Like the first episode's Brett Favre.
Okay.
Like his whole career. I mean, dude, we've seen it all a million times, but sometimes it's just like a cool, different perspective. But dude, it was a trip. I watched Steve Young's because I was a huge Niners fan as a kid,
Yeah.
And at the very end, because he said he like went through all the ups and downs and like not knowing if, he was going to play. He had like, I guess, separation anxiety. Like when he had to leave his family, he like hated it. And so it's kind of weird that he had the Hall of Fame career he did. But something that was very interesting to me at the end was he was talking about retirement, right? And because I go through this a lot, like we've talked about it. And he was like, it's crazy retirement because one day you're like a star in the NFL, everyone's looking up to you, and literally the day you retire, like no one cares about you.
Yeah.
Not care about you, but like they're moving on. Like when Brett Favre came on, me and Bubs were like, damn, kind of forgot about him.
Yeah.
Just because he's out of the spotlight, so you don't. So anyways, like he was talking about that and he's like, it's weird because I don't know how to do anything else. That's what he's saying. He's like, literally, I don't think I'm good at anything else because all I did was football my whole life. And, he goes on with that. And then he's like, and whenever you're trying something, you're chasing greatness, but you're not going to achieve it.
Yeah.
And his mom told him that. She's like, I guess she was like, Steve, you just need to learn how to enjoy your life. Take it day by day. Always like try and get like better yourself as a person. You're not going to be an athlete no more. You're not going to be a huge celebrity anymore. Steve Young still is, but I was weird because I like really took that and like it kind of resonated with me, right? Because that's what I was afraid of. Like, when I retired, I'm like, now, dude, what am I going to do? And everyone, that's all they want to ask. They don't ask you like how you're doing. They're like, so what have you been up to? Like, what are you doing? Like, what's your goals? This and that. I'm like, I'm not good at nothing else, really. Like I'm not. I spent 30 years riding a dirt bike. It's like I can't barely work on my house. I didn't grow up like handyman type deal,
Hey, you're good at podcasting.
Decent. I have my moments. But no, it was just cool. Like it was super cool to hear that because here's an athlete worth millions. Like that dude could literally sit on his couch every day for the rest of his life and be set,
Yeah.
But I really liked hearing that because it kind of made me feel better because he's like, I'm not good at nothing else. And if I do try something, I'm striving for greatness. And I guess his mom straight up was like, dude, just be a normal dude. Like,
yeah.
And that's kind of where I got like, and dude, Young's an athlete up here. I was a mid-pack guy. I just luckily did the right things with my money, but I did like hearing it because that's the hardest thing for me is like everywhere I go or, if I don't see people for a long time, they're, oh, so what have you been up to? And I'm like, well, shit, golf.
Yeah.
Hanging out, working around the house a little bit. I don't know. It's like, but everyone always wants like an answer of some sort, like, and, it's hard for me. Like, I don't like to talk about that kind of stuff a lot. So when people are like, like, well, how'd you retire? I don't want to be like, oh, well, I started a portfolio and I invested in real estate and I did, I just like straight up tell them like, oh, I just, like hang out and that's that, because I don't like talking about like the details of it. I don't know why. It just makes me uncomfortable, but
it is a weird thing because I even get that and I'm not like anywhere near that space.
Right.
But I get that where I just saw a dude at the track. Did I pull up to like the starting line? We were just practicing. And he's like, Jorge. And I look over him, well, what's up? He had a helmet on, so I couldn't tell. It was Joe York.
Oh, no way.
And he's like, what's up, dude? And, he's like, what have you been up to? I'm like, just living life.
Yeah.
Have 2 boys. He's like, yeah, but like, wait. It's like, well, what do you want me to say?
I know.
You know, so that's like, it is tough when like people ask you. And especially when you really do just like chill. Yeah. You have your stuff that you do that makes you money while you don't have to really do anything.
Right.
So it's like, what do you say?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's hard because like, I think everyone's always looking for like, you know, and that's where I got like a lot of people think you get good on a dirt bike, like you should be able to be good at a lot of stuff. Yeah. And that's kind of what Steve Young was saying. Like he got best, like one of the best at quarterback position. Mm-hmm. So it's like when he's done, everyone just thinks like, okay, now what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Like surely you're going to, and it's like, we're not like that. We had a rare talent in what we did.
Well, you weren't like good at that.
Yeah.
Or even the best at that.
Yeah.
By being good at everything else.
Right.
You know,
it's like we literally dedicated our whole lives to one thing. And like I said, dude, I missed out on a lot of like childhood shit.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, like auto shop or, you know, wood shop, like, dude, literally just basic stuff that like so many of my friends can do. You know, like biting. I don't know if I think because he got hurt a lot, but dude, he like went into like building houses like out of high school.
Yeah.
So like that dude right now, if I needed something, he could build it. Where like me, it's like, dude, every day I got out of school, I wanted to ride. Mm-hmm. And then on the weekends I was traveling, you know, and like I never really got like those trade skills.
Yeah.
So it's like super weird, you know, like when people ask stuff or like I ask help, like, you know, if I have to ask Lash to help on my house, it's like you kind of feel dumb.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Well, that's why I guess, you know, education is very important, especially for the athletes.
Yeah.
Because they're going to college.
Yeah.
So get your education. And then once you like done playing, then you could fall back on whatever you did. But do you think there's a big difference though? So, you know, you're talking about like a Steve Young and Brett Favre. These guys are like superstars and you can recognize them, right? And then you're talking about maybe guys in the moto, you know, let me bring one up just because I just watched like one of his clips yesterday, like Nico Izzy. Superstar dude, you know, coming up in the amateur ranks and then going pro and everything and then fell off and now he's back trying to ride and stuff like that. But if you didn't like kind of follow his journey of like what he's been through since like 2019, you probably don't even remember who that guy was, right?
Right, yeah.
Even JAA, see that he's racing again or whatever. So do you think it's there's a difference though, because those guys are kind of at a way smaller scale, even though there were like big names in the industry, but moto's not that big of a industry, right?
Right.
Compared to football. So I would imagine if I was like Steve Young, I would take my mom's advice and be like, you know what? It would be kind of nice. I have all the money in the world. You know, why do I really need that? The viewership or the people to be like, oh, Steve Young. Like people are still going to remember.
Right.
But you could just chill, be a normal dude, go to the grocery store and people don't mess with you. Now, on the other hand, you have like the smaller kind of athletes in the smaller kind of industry. They probably try to hold on to that more than a guy that's like LeBron James or something. Right. Because they want to be normal.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, you know, it's, I feel for, I don't know about like being in the limelight so much as maybe knowing what they could have had.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense? Right. Like J-Law, dude, he should have been a Dungy. And I mean, he didn't even have to like try super hard, right? He could have just like, he had a lot of talent. If he had like any kind of head on his shoulders, dude, he should have been like one of the top guys.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like, for like a him, like Izzy, like those kind of guys, you know, like injury permitted, like that Brock Hepler kid. Like, dude, he just crashed a ton, got hurt. So he had to like kind of move away.
Kennard.
But knowing, like a, you know, Trey Kennard, it's like, but these dudes, it's like, man, they had so much going for them, but they kind of fucked it all away.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's got to be hard for him more than like, you know, like now J-Law can probably go to a GNCC like he just raced or a local track and everyone's like, oh, it's Jason Lawrence, you know?
Yeah.
But he's not the guy no more. No. Where like 10 years ago or, you know, 15 years ago even, he was the guy.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be harder for them.
And that's a tough one too, because how you're saying people come up to you and ask you like, oh, what have you been up to? And that's kind of what they care about. Not like, hey, how are you or whatever.
Yeah.
Him, it's like, dude, what could have been?
Yeah.
That's always what like on people's mind. Dude, you could have.
Yeah.
That must be tough.
And when people come up to him like, hey man, what have you been doing? He's like, oh shit, trying to get my life back together and, you know, like make some money on a dirt bike. Like, yeah, there's definitely different stages of it. And it's weird because you have your superstars, your like mid-packers like me, right? Like there's two different things, right? So like the superstars are content with what they've done. They've made the money. Like I'm content with what I've done, but I had to really figure out how to make my money go.
Yeah.
Like we've said on the podcast before, I didn't make millions of dollars a year. I didn't, but you know, I just invested it, right? So then so I'm totally fine with it. Like when I walk away and I don't care if I went to Fernley with you and not one person recognized me.
Yeah.
I'm just happy with where I'm at. And just like really actually enjoying life stress-free for the first time in 30 years, well, it's been 5 years now. Let's be real. But yeah, I feel like those dudes are always just going to have that, like that what if. And, dude, with Supercross, like you could literally invest 5 years of your life into it. Just 5 years, dude. And if you were smart, you'd be fine.
Yeah.
Like if you're a top 5 Supercross rider, you're making pretty good money.
Mm-hmm.
And unless you're, buying 18 houses and, living out of your means, then you're kind of screwed. But it's like, man, that's what it's always tripped me out about kids that like can't just take the small window. Like, look at how much life I've still got to live.
Mm-hmm.
And I rode for 20, I rode for 30 years, but professionally for about 20. So
yeah, professionally, you probably have like another whole like life.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, that's why I did kind of run myself into the ground and rode every single show. And like we've said before, I probably could have done better at X Games, but I chose to ride shows and tours all the way up to X Games, which kind of took away from my practice and stuff. So, but it was like, I didn't want to put all my chips in one basket and be like, okay, I'm going to practice super hard for 2 months and try and win X Games and put it in judges' hands.
Yeah.
Right. Like 09 X Games, I feel like I rode the best I ever did, did seat grab flip over the 120, this and that. And I got 8th place. And I felt like I didn't mess up tricks in my run, like nothing, and so it's like, man, what if I didn't ride that whole summer to try and win that event and got 8th? I'd like be devastated, you know? So I really, as long as there was, up until I retired, dude, I never took it easy. I pretty much rode every show I could, every tour I could, and I made a bunch of money. And now looking back on it, dude, it feels like it was this big, that part of my life,
Oh yeah.
Like, I've already been retired for 5 years and almost 5 years and having a good life. And like you said, kind of stepping into the second part of my life where I get to do stuff like this more or hang with my family more. I'm not missing Thanksgiving or New Year's with my friends and family. Like, dude, we're on the road a lot.
Yeah.
So it's like with these athletes that, like even football players, sometimes when they're like, they just kind of go off the deep end a little bit, they sign a big rookie deal and then 2 years later, 3 years later, they're out of the league. It's like, dude, if you could just hone in a couple years of your life, you'd set yourself up so much better. And so I think that's got to be frustrating for like a JAA now that he's probably getting older and he looks pretty cleaned up. He's probably like, God, like you can't rewind is what sucks. Yeah. And you're old now, it's like,
and you're not that same guy.
You're not the same guy. Yeah. So it's like, you can't just hop back into the lights class. And those kids are so fast now and like all of them are serious. And so, yeah, I think that would be the hardest thing. I don't think as much like the limelight of like not knowing who you are. I think it's more of like what should have been. Yeah. Basically, so.
That's tough. Well, we don't think about like NFL players because, they're so big and everything. Dude, these guys are kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we could sit here and talk about shit about like Zach Wilson. He's like my kid. He's like, I don't know how old he is, but like at least like 22 like years.
3, 4, somewhere in there. Yeah.
Dude, and it's like, dude, that guy's a baby. So,
yeah.
Like, a lot of these guys, that's why they don't know what to do with their stuff. Things have to change, I think, in professional sports as far as, I don't know how like Europe or in other countries are, but like as far as the United States, like these guys are getting stupid money.
Yeah.
And they don't know what to do with it.
Right. And I've said it just through my own experience is everyone matures different.
Yeah.
Right. Like if I raced arena cross, because what was I think I was 18 or 19 when I started the arena cross series, dude. And I was just showed up in a van, didn't know anybody and like did not have the confidence in myself to go out there and like whole shot even a heat race in front of my buddy Antonez, Denny Stevenson. I was like, oh, no way. Fast forward to like my freestyle career where people start like, like I start getting like supercross riders following me. I'm like, oh damn, that's pretty cool. Because like we've said on the podcast before, I never thought I was one of those guys, right? So then I start going to races like when we did Mammoth that year, it's like all of a sudden I feel like I'm not afraid of these dudes. I'm going to ride my best. So I had matured like it took me a while to like feel like I belonged in the sport. Like I earned my spot in the sport and just my maturity level.
Yeah.
And, so picture being 22 years old, you're in college and, the New England Patriots draft you first round pick, dude, $100 million contract.
Yeah.
But like, that's why it's a rare, like Aaron Rodgers getting to sit for 4 years and watch the game and learn from a Hall of Fame quarterback. That's why he's the way he is, I believe, is because he gets to sit there. Dude, by then he's, 26 years old, let's say when he starts, compared to being like thrown right out of, out of college.
And already had made money. He's making money. Then not the superstar money,
right?
But he's already making money that whole time.
Yeah.
So
he's making his money. He's learning. He gets to sit back, understand the game, get put in, in the fourth quarter when there's a blowout, and he gets to just get a couple reps. But now, like, rewind to Alex Smith. being 22 years old, getting thrown into the Niners, which is a huge like kind of dynasty franchise, right? Mm-hmm. You're young as hell. He kind of gets thrown into like different systems each year, and he never just gets that like chance to like mature and grow with the game, you know. And it's that way with Supercross, like everything. I mean, look at Jet Lawrence, dude. He crashed a bunch when he came in. I mean, Sexton still kind of crashes a bunch, but it's because you know these guys like get thrown into big deals. I mean, like your factory Honda at 18 years old, and they're not hiring you to like take a couple seasons to learn.
Yeah,
they're hiring you because they see championship potential. You know? So now imagine if like, you know, you've got the speed and you know you're training, you're doing everything right, but like your brain's just not there yet. Mm-hmm. Like you whole shot a moto and it feels like it's going 100 miles an hour, and then you're just, you know, you eat shit. So it's hard, dude. I think it's really hard being an athlete, and like Steve Young and Favre like even say that like in their thing, you know, for everyone. It's just, there's a rare breed that can come straight out and just start doing really good. Yeah. You know, like a Tom Brady or a Peyton Manning, who they were in the league for a couple of years and already kind of made their name felt, you know. And same with moto. Like there's always a kid that comes out, like Tomac was pretty solid right out of the gate. Mm-hmm. But if you look at like Tomac's demeanor and stuff, he kind of seemed like an old man when he was a young kid. Yeah. You know, like on the podium, he's just always kind of had like that demeanor, where there's other kids that you can just kind of tell are like immature and kind of like high strung. And
well, it's funny you say that. I think has a lot to do with the parents. Right. So Eli's dad was a mountain biker, right? Yeah. So he probably already kind of knew that the industry and how it works and everything. So I say that because I just saw a video of Hayden Deegan, and at the very end of the video, he's like, you know, he won that championship, whatever it was, I think 500 G's. Yeah. So he was talking about, you know, he's a little cocky fucker. Yeah. But his dad is who he is, right? Yeah. So he was talking about, he's like, so instead of going and buying like a car or like a bunch of stuff like that, I'm putting that money in and buying a condo. Mm-hmm. So it just makes me money. And he's first is not going to, you know, he's all like the stuff we talk about at our age. Yeah. You know, he's talking about that. And it's because that's probably exactly what his dad was telling him. Right. Hey, this is what you should do. Yeah. Like, cool. You want to buy you want to look cool. Don't do that. Just put the money into something that's going to make you money. So then later on, do you have all this like real estate and everything? Dude, moto's a gnarly sport. You just never know, you know? Yeah, right. And you don't ever want to think about it, obviously, but it's like, man, and that's why, like I've always told you, I'm forever thankful for like Feist, you know, like he helped me a shitload, like, and not to use the bad example, but Sean Palmer, like the dude made millions and spent it all, you know? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, so if I'm making 100 or 150 or 200 grand a year, that can easily go, you know, like that's not a lot of money in general speaking, you know? I mean, shit, dude, a truck's like 90 grand right now. Yeah. Well, especially those guys, like, you know, like God forbid you get hurt and you're done. You made 100, but then you're done. And it's like, what else are you going to do? Yeah. And even 500, like that's a shitload of money for 3 races, or I mean, it's a whole season, but let's just say 3 races. That's a shitload of money. But dude, like a track home in Carson City is 500 grand right now. You know, like it doesn't go as far as it used to. So, you know, like Feist set me up with an accountant. That's how it started. I mean, Feist Senior always invested in condos, and he's like, yeah, that pays for all my taxes now that I'm retired, pays for my living. And I'm like, shit. So I bought a condo the first year I got my Rockstar deal. Mm-hmm. So I had that, and then bought another one a couple years later. And then Feist hooks me up with his accountant because I'm just buying condos and that's it. And dude, I remember I had like 300, probably 350 in my Wells Fargo account, and because I'm like saving it. I'm like, okay, I'll just keep this in case I get hurt. Dude, and this little Asian lady, 70 years old, she looks and she's like, this is not enough money. This would not last you any, like yelling at me about it. I'm like, damn. I grew up in a trailer park where we were like paycheck to paycheck. And like, I thought I was doing good. So 350 in your savings account looks nice.
Yeah, it does. It looked really nice. And I refrained from buying cars. And I mean, I put money into my Carson house, but it was real estate at the time. Yeah. I didn't know there was going to be a recession to happen. Right. So, she yelled at me, dude. She made me feel that big when she was yelling at me. So she was the one that set me up, got my portfolio going. And that was 11, 12 years ago. Yeah. And that thing has kind of like just slowly doubled its money, you know, and having the real estate properties that, you know, like I actually sold when they were high. It's like, dude, all that stuff just helped me. Cause like I said, I never was the top rider, never made a shitload of money, you know? So it was like, I had to figure out something. Yeah. And all I knew is like, I don't care about working like at all. But I don't want to have to work full time to make sure I'm covered with my bills. Mm-hmm. Right. So like right now, my portfolio covers everything plus living. Yeah. So it's like if shit really hit the fan, it's like I can go get a job at Sunridge and mow the greens 3 or 4 days a week if I need food, beer, money, whatever, you know? So that's where I wanted to set myself up with. Like when I retired, that's why I was content with retiring, is because I knew I was at least set up enough to where I'm not going to lose my house. You know, I'm not going to lose my truck, I'm not going to lose that stuff. So I was like, okay, I'll write it out for a year, see how it goes. And if I have to, I'll get a small job, you know, and it's been fine, but thank God I did it, you know, like I can't imagine right now having to work every day, like 9 to 5, like just because, and I hate saying that because our listeners do that, right?
Yeah.
I'm not being a dick, but what I'm saying is like, I went 30 years of like very free spirited career, right? Like I could take a week off. I could go travel to Spain and write a show. I could take 2 weeks off and then be in Australia for months at a time, right? That's how my life got built. So like for me to like have to sit here and like go to work every day, get yelled at by a boss because I probably suck at my job or something, you know, like I'm just not built for that. But I knew that from a young age.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't spend all my money, and that's why I invested it, because I'm like, dude, I just know, because I had 2 jobs in high school, dude, and I was terrible at them. I'm not good at listening. I'm not good at getting yelled at. Like I'll work my ass off, but if you start yelling at me for doing something, well, screw you, dude. I'm out of here, you know, like, so I'm glad I did that. And, you know, like back to what we were saying, I just kind of not that I'm some motivational speaker, but I always just want to like get a hold of like young freestyle kids or young supercross racers or something and just be like, man, just put a little away for now. Like, you know, like Deegan should have a long career. So why not his first 3-4 years like of his salary? Why not put that away into investments? And dude, you're gonna have tons of money to mess around with, you know,
and especially like lives with his parents. They're rich as fuck.
Like, I mean, money's never gonna be an issue for him. Let's be real. But like a Gronkowski, right? Like Gronk and Marshawn Lynch, I believe, never spent $1 of their Patriots Seahawks salary. Never $1. They just lived off their endorsements, you know, and that's how they bought their stuff. And it's like, man, can you imagine like Gronk probably made like 20 or 30 million with the Patriots. I don't know. But dude, imagine never spending any of that and just living off like his. So that's smart. And like, that's the one thing, if I could rewind, because I always think of shit I could have done better, right? Like I did good, but I could like be sitting like really good right now. Like if I did just a little better. And I'm always like, man, what if I just did that a long time ago with my Rockstar contracts? Like bonuses, everything. Just never spent $1 of it and just invested it, you know, like it could have been so much different. So
we'd have so much bigger studio.
God, we'd have a studio for real, dude. I'd be freaking Joe Rogan.
Well, dude, I think you know, like growing up, there has to be the OGs, like the people that tell the younger generation like what to do and stuff like that. Because I think when we grew up, we didn't really have that, and now there's more of that because of social media and everything. But to a point where you were talking about when people grow up different and mature different. Like I had some opportunities, I think, when I was younger, and I'm like, dude, imagine if I would have done that. And then I'm like, but then my life wouldn't be what it is today. Right. You know, and I love my life. So I can't really like sit back and be like, dude, I was on YouTube when YouTube started in 2005. You know,
you had footage of us learning backflips, dude, sucking.
I had like all this shit, you know, and I could have been like Mr. Beast, right? But, you know, like who knows? But the thing is, how would I handle that back then, making so much money and doing all that? It probably wouldn't have been good looking. You know what I mean? So it's like you got to take those lessons and be like, all right, you know, that probably didn't happen because I would have fucked that up, right? You know, but now I'm older and now I understand a lot different. So it's like, you know, if I won the lottery tomorrow, it's hard for me to sit here and be like, I would go buy cars, because it's like, well, I don't really need cars. I have cars. You know? Like I'd buy like a nice house, some land, and then after that I'd try to figure something out. But you know, but a younger kid that hasn't developed yet, it's like, let me go buy a Lambo, but for what?
And it's back to what you're saying about family too, right? Is like Hayden's got Brian. Brian was one of the best businessmen ever as far as sports goes, you know? So he's got that, but like we didn't have that. Like I grew up in a trailer park. My mom and dad just worked. So like when I started making money, they weren't like, hey, you need to invest that. You need to do this. You know, like they didn't know either. Like,
exactly.
I remember one time, you know, like when I got my house, it was like 6% interest. And then I was because I always just talk to people. Like that's how I ended up with Phi Senior telling me to buy condos. Is like, I'd always just like, it would just be a convo. I wasn't like going out to like seek information, right? But, you know, like my interest rate was 6% on my Vegas house. Payment was like $2,000 or something like that. And then like everything kind of like deteriorated through like the 09, you know, 10 era there. And it went down to like 2 something. And I was talking to this chick and she's like, dude, if you refi right now, your payment will go down to like $1,000. I'm like, what? So I refied my house, dude, dropped the $1,000 off my payment, got like $3,000 back. And I was telling my mom, she's like, well, how'd you even think of that? I'm like, I didn't. I was just, you know, lucked out. Like I had someone there to guide me. And it's like, you know, you kind of, that's why I always say like, I wish I was better at like communicating and talking to athletes and stuff, because it is doable. And, you know, like when I made my money, dude, like I said, I lived in here. It was a tiny house, you know, and dude, when I made my money, I bought a truck, I bought a huge house. And that's the only thing that pisses me off. So I bought this massive house, built a pool, you know, landscaped it, everything. It was a bitchin' house.
Oh, yeah.
And I could afford it, but it was above my means, right? Like I could have pocketed a lot of money. But what pisses me off is that was in the meat of my career when I was gone all the time. I was at that house like maybe a week, a month. Yeah. Maybe, you know, and like, it's like, I didn't even get to enjoy it. It's like, I wish I would have like reverted my career and maybe even just lived with my parents, you know, like because I was gone so much, like why not stay here and put a bunch of money away and then have something like that when I retired? Yeah. You know, yeah. So there's tons of stuff, but I'm glad I at least did what I did to, you know, put myself in this position where I'm not stressed out and I don't have a lot of overhead. Yeah. But I mean, you always think about it. You know, like when I had that 300 grand in the account and the recession hit, condos were going for like 30 grand. Yeah. It's like, why didn't I buy freaking 5 or 6 of those? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you always think of stuff, but
yeah, it's hard not to think about it. But like I was saying, it's, if you really do think about it, then you're like, but dude, my life is good. Yeah. If I would have done that, like who knows? Right. I mean, in your situation, if you would have bought like fucking 10 condos, you'd be sitting pretty right now. So, but it is what it is. And you know, it's tough, and these people are, it seems like there's so much money out there, right? So people are coming in and just getting these big deals. Even like gamers and streamers are getting like NBA contracts for sitting in front of a computer. Yeah. And that's all they know how to do. They don't even know how to go out of their room and interact with other people. Yeah. You know, so imagine these people getting this money. It's like, dude. I know. And they don't even know. They don't know. And then, you know, like I even think of my 9-to-5 friends, and, you know, a lot of them are like, oh, dude, like I'm strapped, this and that. But it's like, if you look at them, they got like brand new trucks, travel trailers, you know, a big house. It's like a lot of people these days, for some reason, it's all about, you know, living over your means, like all the time. Like if you can, like if you're making 100 grand a year and you get approved for an $80,000 travel trailer, people will go do that. Yeah. They'll do the payments only $400 a month. You know, my check's $4-5 grand a month. But it's like, dude, then you got a truck payment at $1,000. You know, you got your living. Like, dude, groceries right now for a family got to be $400 or $500. You know, like every couple of weeks, you got that. You've got all this stuff, and it's like people always like. And I did it too. Like when I got the big house, I got my Rockstar deal, got my Fox deal. And I'm like, okay, I'm making this a month. My house payment's this, my truck payment, I'm good. I got it covered. You know, even if I get hurt, I've got extra money. But it's like, look at me now, dude. My house is 1,200 square feet. You know, my truck's 7 years old, but I'm like, I would rather now use money for traveling, going to do golf stuff, supplying for barbecues, you know, doing fun stuff like that, rather than have this huge house that like every once in a while someone comes over and, oh, dude, your house is sick. Yeah. And then I just live in this big house like by myself. And I'm like, you know, like I think if society as a whole just started to like simplify their lives, the money with inflation right now and all this stuff going on, your money goes further, but it's not going to go far when every paycheck you get, you're financing something. Yeah. You know, like financing a dirt bike, financing that. It's like, it's hard. Dude. One thing my wife the other day actually was like, I forget exactly what we were doing, but something came up, I think. And she was like, how do people always go on vacations? And I was like, I don't know. Like we're financially like stable where we could kind of do whatever we want whenever we want, right? Yeah. But we don't. But we'll do like little things like, hey, let's go to San Francisco, do this, let's do this. We go out every weekend. We go to nice restaurants and stuff like that. That's kind of like what we do. Right. But we've never really gone like as a family, like a full bore vacation. Like a full like 1 week tropical island type deal, like vacation. Right. Never, right? Yeah. So, and I was like, I don't know, but I think really it's just like people sit at their 9-to-5s all year, save up. And then when it's time for vacation, that's what they look forward to, and spend all that money doing that. And then back to the grind when they come back. Right. You know, and that's just kind of what they look forward to. Yeah. Or they just like put it on credit. I don't know, but it's just, it's what you're talking about is people live above their means, and we could do that. Yeah. But what's the point of going to, you know, Hawaii and spending 6Gs, 7Gs? Yeah. When, for what? Yeah. I mean, you could add, you know, do home repairs with that, or, you know, like because, you know, fixing up your home is going to give you more money in the long run, you know, so. But and it is cool to like, I'm not saying don't do that. Right. It is cool to go out and enjoy it. And that's what you're looking forward to, then by all means do it. Yeah. But like for us, like I said, we kind of do whatever we want, whenever we want. So I don't really justify going to spend all that money on a 1 week. Dude, Because really, too, I think when, on a week vacation, dude, after 3 days, I'm probably ready to go home.
I know. That's how I get. I don't know why. Like I get like bored kind of almost, So.
Yeah, you kind of like get there, you see everything, and then after that, you're just all...
Getting there's the best part.
Yeah.
Like you get checked in, you're all settled, and you're like, yeah, this is sick. And then after like 4 or 5 days, you're all, dude, I'm kind of ready to go home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
but, I will back that up with there is families that work their asses off, and probably don't leave Gardnerville, Carson City, Reno ever.
Yeah.
So it's like when they get to do that, they're like, finally. So I kind of get that.
Yeah.
But I don't get the buying a new truck every year when you work a 9 to 5, right? Because dude, a new truck, you pull it off the lot, it's bitching, dude. It runs good, it's all smooth, it smells brand new, Dude, after a month you get in that thing, you're like, yep, I'm going to work again. I gotta drive to Reno. It's not like you get in it like, I don't get in my truck now. I'm like, God, this thing's sick, dude. I'm glad I got this 2016 Tundra, so it's like, I think people always like chase that feeling, like buying something new is exciting to them, right? But it's like, man, I've just always lived my life like I want to stretch it, like when I was in the meat of my career, I bought Hart's van for like 15 grand.
Yeah.
Dude, and I drove that thing the whole time of my career. I wasn't getting a car. I wasn't getting like a brand new lifted, Chevy or something. It's like I got that van, dude. It was a sick van.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
I was stoked on it, but like that was my ride, like just drove that everywhere. And, I always wanted to put my money, like I said, into fixing up a house, like did some stuff at my Vegas house while I was living there, just so when I did go to sell it, it'd, maybe be a little more. And I kind of, everyone's different. Like I said, dude, if you want to finance stuff and you can afford it, I was there. I get it.
Yeah.
But as I got older, it's like I'm not the look at me type of dude, right? Like probably people when they hear I'm retired, if they pulled into my house, like just people that don't know me, they'd be like, fuck it. Because people think when you're retired, you're a millionaire.
Yeah.
That's automatically what they think. They're like, damn, dude, you must have made so much
money.
Well,
when you're young.
Yeah.
If you're a retired old person, you're like, okay, you're you're
just old as hell. Stop working. But, it's like you'd pull up to my house, see my truck, see my inside. It's like, it's just basic. Like I've lived very basic, and
you're a very humble human being.
Yeah, I'm humble. I think it's because I went bald.
Let's switch topics because we're already close, dude.
Dang, dude, I talk a lot.
The Yerby's hit today.
I told you once I get that sip.
So here's a list.
Okay, checking it twice.
Of places women absolutely refuse to go on a first date.
Golf course.
No, it's actually kind of surprising. I don't think that's on there. So let's start from, it's 1 through 28 for some reason.
Jesus, you gonna do all this?
Yeah, just real quick.
Okay, hurry up.
So 28th, sports events.
That's weird.
Yeah, I kind of like, if we had sports events here, I feel like this is a first date too, so we got to remember that. Yeah. So you're kind of first time meeting.
And this is probably going off like wannabe model type chicks.
I think so.
Not just a good old like city girl or town girl that wants to like go watch football and drink a beer.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that's pretty gnarly. Waffle House, a bar for just drinks. I think that's kind of a normal thing.
That's how you break the ice.
Yeah.
What the hell? Who made this list?
Hookah bar.
Yeah, that's
same. True. Well, it's the same thing as a bar. Nightclubs.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can see that. I mean, you don't want to go there and
it's all loud and shit. And you can't talk.
The rich dude just steals your chick.
Yeah, he
first date. So you don't want to do that.
Can't wear hats in nightclubs either.
Yeah, bowling.
Oh man, bowling's pretty fun.
Yeah, that's like wholesome.
Yeah,
on a first date.
This is definitely supermodel first dates.
Yeah. Somewhere that requires a long drive. I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
Movie night, Netflix, Hulu, etc.
Okay.
I mean, you know what's happening.
If you're on my couch next to me and it's first day, it's gonna be sketchy.
Yeah. So that's a family function.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't be meeting
not on
a
family. First date.
Yep. Ice cream dates.
Nah, I got sensitive teeth. I don't want to do that.
Okay. Coffee dates. Starbucks.
Dude, most girls would like want to meet. It's just like the bar. Let's go grab a coffee and shoot the shit.
And I mean, I've been out of the dating scene for a long time. So, but I would imagine nowadays it's kind of like, you know, you meet a girl and maybe they're not really like that into it. Mm-hmm. So you can say, hey, let's go for some coffee.
Let's grab a coffee and a Danish.
It's not, a Danish.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like super, like it's official.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like dinner and stuff like that. It's just, let's meet, dude.
Have a coffee, break the ice, shoot the shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's dumb.
What's going on here? Church?
Oh yeah, that's sketchy.
Yeah, I wouldn't
struck by lightning.
I mean, I don't, the gym.
I don't go
first
to the gym,
date at the gym.
Yeah, I ain't doing a first date at the gym.
IHOP.
Nah, a little too low grade.
A little Buffett.
Jimmy
Buffett.
Nah, because you don't want to pig out in front of a girl on the first date. You got like 8 plates.
Or she pigs out and then you got to take her home later.
And she gets diarrhea at the bone. You're oh my God.
Not good. Red Lobster.
No.
Wingstop.
Nah.
I feel like those are appropriate.
Nah.
Like first date, you could take them.
You want it. It's just like IHOP. That's just like a glamorized IHOP.
True.
You want to impress them if you're going to take them on a first date.
So coming in at number 8, any fast food chain.
Yeah. No fast food.
I mean, yeah. As a man, and I'm saying this to you young fellas out there, as a man, you got to flex a little bit.
A little bit, dude.
Like, I had a conversation with someone last night, and she was like, "Take me to Taco Bell, like a crunchy gordita." I'm like, dude, no.
That's like if we get buzzed, our first date's at a bar, and we get buzzed and we got to make a little late night pit stop.
But
totally different.
If you're already having a good date.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, if the date's going great, and
not
you guys
meet
are
at
like,
Jack in the Box and get a taco.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll split them 2 tacos.
I will say the egg rolls at Jack in the Box,
Pretty good.
they're pretty good. Any fast food chain, your house, first date.
Yeah, I don't know if I want them to know where I live first date. Because what if they turn out to be psycho?
True.
Yeah.
And for the girl on the girl's side, they probably don't want to go to a random dude's house for the first time. So
she walks in, you put the deadbolt on. She's like, "Oh shit!"
I get it.
Yeah.
The movies.
That's like the original first date.
Yeah.
This list.
Olive Garden.
No, let's back to that.
Chipotle.
Oh yeah, I could probably do that.
Chipotle on the first date.
I mean, dude, if a girl,
she's getting diarrhea for sure. Then
maybe I will too. But if a girl wants to if she's talking to you and she's like, "I love Chipotle, I want to go on my," I'd be like, I might be in love.
Huh?
I might throw a ring on it.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Girls, hit up Mase Chipotle. Chili's.
Nah.
Applebee's.
No.
And then coming in at number 1, and the reason why this list was such a big deal, and it went viral. Cheesecake Factory.
Yep. See, it should just say chain restaurants. Yeah. Like you can't name everyone because that one's no different than Chili's than Applebee's to me.
I don't know.
It's pretty fancy. I know.
It's a little bit more fancier. Their menu's way better.
It's huge. It's too much.
Yeah, like Cheesecake Factory is pretty legit.
It is, but I would just lump all the restaurants that's just your first dates at a restaurant, right?
Yeah.
Not like a Chart House or not like a Duke Steakhouse. It's like all those restaurants are the same to me.
Yeah.
The movies one I don't understand. The coffee one I don't understand.
There's a few there that are like
a bar
staples in first dates.
Right. Like what is wrong with going to a bar and getting a drink?
Bowling alley.
Like
anywhere where there's lots of people, in a way to make, and I don't know if things have changed or whatever.
Maybe we're just that old.
But I would imagine you want to kind of go somewhere where the female would feel safe because there's more people around. It's just not you. Yeah. And then, you do your thing.
And then bowling's fun, dude. You can make an ass out of yourself. Like if you suck and throw it in the gutter all the time and you just start laughing, have a good time. And then you go to the bar and then you go to the fast food restaurant.
Mm-hmm. Or you kill it like us in bowling.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
I haven't bowled in 3 years though.
Yeah. I bowled like this
pre-COVID. Really?
Yeah.
I need to go.
It's fun. So that's the list. I don't know what girls nowadays are expecting on a date. So if you're, which I don't think those type of girls listen to this podcast, but if you are, let us know what type of date you would like, because a lot on that list
disturbed me.
No.
That's why I think it was made by some high-end New York City girl.
Like Kim Kardashian type deal.
Yeah, she probably made that list.
Yeah, she ain't going to Olive Garden.
I guarantee you, a girl in Carson City would half 90% of that list.
Yeah.
Be totally fine with it. Mm-hmm. Chipotle is a huge one.
I mean, I don't know about that one, but yeah.
I don't think I've ever done a first date.
I think a nice little restaurant is...
Yeah. Good setting.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get scared eating in front of a girl the first time? What if you have shit in your teeth? I get nervous. You've been out of the game for so long that you probably can't remember what you felt like.
That's what I'm saying. I've been out of the game, so I'm the wrong person to ask. Okay. But as I remember, a lot of those things sound good.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So winner of Fuck Around and Find Out.
Okay.
44-year-old Joe Emerson, an Alaskan airline pilot.
Oh, saw that.
He was arrested and booked Monday on attempted murder charges in Oregon. Authorities say he tried to shut down an aircraft engine while in flight. Mm-hmm. So now he faces 83 attempted murder charges.
Yeah, that's a lot.
83 counts of reckless endangerment and endangering an aircraft.
Yeah.
Supposedly he was high on shrooms.
I can see that. Makes him trip out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's one hell of a pilot right there.
Yeah, that's fuck around and find out real fast. You're facing 83 attempted murder charges.
That's our new category from here on out.
Fuck around and find out.
You gotta find one good gossip or news.
Yeah.
But dude, that's another thing that kills me about passengers right? It's like, even if they landed the plane and like arrested that dude, I'd get out of my seat and probably beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, that'd be
like,
cool.
Dude, you're trying to freaking take us down, you asshole. Like, I'd be so pissed.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'd probably be sitting right next to him in jail.
Well, I think they try to like not make it, because he was obviously in the cockpit.
Yeah.
He's a pilot.
Yeah.
So he was just sitting there. And so I think they like grabbed him and took him to the back. And after that, he was just like, they put him on a seat. Mm-hmm. And like, I don't think people really knew what happened. I don't know. But my thing is like the new trend, every year there's always something. So it seems like nowadays the trend is microdosing on shrooms.
Oh yeah.
That's the popular shit.
Yeah.
There's like companies that have like shroom
capsules and stuff. Yeah.
Or like
gummies.
Yeah. All that kind of stuff. Seems like the popular thing, but dude, this guy was probably on a...
Shouldn't be in the cockpit if you're doing that stuff.
Yeah. Tripped out. So, like, yeah, I guess, shrooms are all natural and all that. And I know a lot of people probably love that, love their weed and all that. I'm not a drug guy at all. Right. So,
me either.
But I'm just like, dude, that's pretty gnarly. Imagine if it was like 2 female pilots and he just beat the shit out of both of them.
Right. And took the plane down.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gnarly.
And yeah, he probably wasn't doing it to like do that. He just didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's because he's doing drugs.
Dude, it's weird though, because I've done some shrooms here and there. We do them every year in Bandon. But I've always said, what's weird about if he had to have done like handfuls, because like we do the microdose, but the actual shrooms, not gummies or nothing.
Yeah,
dude. And like the coolest thing about them is like you still feel like you're totally normal. Like when you're hammered, you're like, dude, I barely remember last night. Like when you do shrooms, you remember everything.
Yeah,
but everything's like super like vivid and like Bob Ross. Like oh shit, dude.
Well, that's the thing. I think eating like the chocolates and all that is worse, because if you're just eating like a little piece of the actual shroom and all that, I think you kind of know what you're doing, but you don't know how much is actually in just a little piece of chocolate,
right,
or whatever. And that's the real popular stuff nowadays, the chocolate, the gummies.
Yeah. So
imagine this guy ate like a whole piece of chocolate, not knowing what the
percentage was of it. Yeah. Dude, that's funny you say that too, because producer Rush, when he was here, dude, we like got hammered one night. One of our buddies popped in and he had mushroom gummies. He's like, dude, do you guys want one? I'm like, no, I don't want one. I'm sitting on my couch. Why the hell would I want to start eating mushrooms on my couch, So Rush does them, and freaking we're sitting there, and like I go to bed, and I guess the next morning, like, because they stayed up till like 1 doing shots and stuff, and Rush is like, yeah, dude, like those gummies didn't even do nothing to me, this and that, and Bub's like, are you shitting me? And Bubs pulls up a fucking video, and Rush is laying in the middle of my living room floor, and he's doing like his high-pitched like howl type noise. He's like, dude, I guess Rush was on the magic carpet ride or something. He's like, I didn't even know I felt anything, dude. He felt it. Yeah. So, but he was probably so drunk that he couldn't tell. Yeah. Like I said, abandon when we do them, like I'll have like sip on beers, but dude, like when you're like golfing, you're like, oh man, this is gnarly. Like to me, everything just gets super vivid. And like my buddy was playing like an orange golf ball, and when it went by, it looked like a comet. Like it had like a little streamer on it. I'm like, oh shit, dude. But yeah, if you do too much, like my dad said he'll never do them again, because in his younger years, he used to do like handfuls of them. Yeah. Said he would take the top off of a McDonald's cheeseburger because they taste disgusting, right? Mushrooms. And he'd put it on the cheeseburger all over it and then eat it. And then dude, he said he almost drowned in Lake Tahoe. And when he stood up, the water was like on his shins. Oh, man. And he was like dog paddling trying to get out of the lake. So I guess I could see if he overdid it. Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. I know, it's a stupid thing to do, but he does have an excuse kind of to say like, hey, I was high on mushrooms. I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
That wasn't really me.
But see, that's every criminal now.
Yeah.
Right. Like you give people freaking all these meth, and look at all the meth heads walking around just, vandalizing and breaking into shit. And, half the time, like a home invasion is like someone high on drugs. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I don't think you could use that as an excuse. Be like, oh, sorry, I was high. It's like every criminal damn near these days is high on something, So, yeah. And that's gnarly, because that's, you have tons of people, like, it's not like he was flying a Cessna. Yeah. He was like, oh, I'm just going to take this thing down. It's like, dude, you got tons of people on board.
I'm going to carry, if he gets off, I'm going to carry some with me. So if I ever do anything wrong, get arrested, just chew it up real quick. Hey,
I was on mushrooms, dude. Yeah. If I took after the Alaskan Airlines pilot, they'll be like, guess what? You're in jail.
Yep. So he's going to go through it. We'll see what happens with him. But speaking of going through it.
Yep.
Your boy, JT Timberlake.
Oh, what'd he do?
Dude. Britney Spears.
Yep.
She's putting out a book.
The abortion thing.
A lot of stuff's coming out. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff coming out with the stuff that's in the book, but she's just dragging JT through the mud, right? Yeah. So one of them was came out saying that he cheated on her and she cheated on him. I guess that he wrote that Cry Me a River song because of Britney Spears.
That, yeah.
So, but one of he broke up with her via text, like with 2 words or something like that. It's like, dude,
we're done.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now beat it. One of the things she said in the book, though, she was like, he has the smallest dick.
I could see that. That's why his voice is so high.
And she says this in the book, but it's like, how many times have we heard this story? It's more of a joke than anything. So who knows if it really happened? But she was just like, the first time they did it.
She was still a virgin.
Afterwards. She was all like, no, you can put it in now.
Oh man.
And he was like, it is.
Yeah.
And, like supposedly she was like a virgin.
Yeah.
Should feel that shit, so just clowning on him. I mean, in a way, it makes me feel better knowing that. Because how many times have you seen a uber talented, successful dude, right?
Yeah.
They have everything.
And they have something wrong with them.
And then they come out, someone comes out and they're like, oh yeah, also he has like a 12-inch dick.
Yeah.
You're like,
dang,
it's got everything.
Yeah, full head of hair, talent, big old swang, dude.
You could have gave me a little part of like anything
a tad
you got going on.
Right.
But no, everything just went to that one guy.
Yeah.
So kind of like a JT.
Yeah.
Good looking dude, smooth guy.
Yeah.
A good dancer, singer, performer, everything.
Something's got to be
Little
wrong. Little Ween. Dude, and I'm not trying to sound weird here though, but if you looked at him, and like, if you actually knew a girl that slept with him and she's all, dude, tiniest dick, I'd be like, I see that. Like, I'm not trying to sound weird, like I'm staring at it, but it's like, you could definitely see like his body type probably. Yeah. It's going to go one way or the other though.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's going to either be a big old hanger or a tiny one. Because I know a couple moto dudes that are like skinny dudes. And like,
well, it seems like all the skinny, like tall, skinny dudes.
Yeah.
Big old swingers.
Big old swingers, dude.
But that's what I'm saying. Those guys that come out, like a Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
Super talented dude. He's all right. He's kind of weird looking to me.
Yeah,
but whatever. All the chicks come out and they're like, dude, big old swinger.
Yeah.
It's like, what more do you need?
Yeah. Look at me, dude. 1,200 square foot home. Tiny dick. Sucks, dude.
Dick matches the home.
Dick matches the home and the hairline.
Well, the hairline's gone.
Exactly. That's what I mean, dude. It's almost winter. I'm screwed.
That's fucked, huh?
Oh, yeah. So I got short in this. I blame my mom.
When we hear that,
it
makes you feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
So we can sit here and be like, hey, JT, you're just a regular guy like us.
From here on out, I'm going to tell women that me and JT have something in common. They're going to be like, no way. And I'll be like, they'll be like, oh, God. Get out of here.
Yeah. They're like, dang, I thought it was a bank account.
Yeah. No, it's definitely not the bank account or the singing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Damn it.
Dude, Britney.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, she's kind of off the deep end, so who knows really. I mean, you can't really put that in a book if it's not true.
Yeah.
But then again,
well, and I think
what's Jessica going to do? Put a picture out there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think people sent Britney off the deep end, so now she's just throttling everyone.
Yeah,
I could see that being like a real thing.
Yeah.
She's so pissed off at like the industry and her family and JT. I could see her just freaking doing it all.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's cool about her is that she's kind of crazy. So like she's writing that book and people probably didn't really think that she was going to go like that deep with like stuff.
Yeah.
So no one cared. No one offed her, like we were talking about like Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah.
They're going to off her.
Yeah.
No one really cared about Britney. Yeah. And then all of a sudden the book comes out and JT's probably like, damn, I should have hired someone.
Yeah. Now he's going to start doing concerts with an eggplant in his pants. Like, yeah. Does that look like it's small?
Yeah. I mean, Jessica Biel hit us up.
Yeah. Let us know.
Yeah.
Dude, that does suck though. Like, I'm not taken away from JT or whatever because he is successful in this and that. Dude, but we're born with the damn thing.
Well, yeah.
It's not like I was like, dude, I want a really small one. That's going to be fun.
Well, it's not like, that's what I always like thought about. You know how girls like say that stuff? It's not like we had to do a race.
Yeah.
And we were just that shitty in the race that's what we ended up with.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, the winner gets the huge one.
Yeah.
It wasn't that. It was just you are born with whatever you have.
Yeah. And it was the same size when I was born as it is when I'm 42 years old, dude.
That's not
My mom showed me a baby picture the other day. I'm like, dude, is that recent? Because I had no hair and it was like inside out.
Hey, but imagine the dudes with like big old swingers.
Yeah.
They probably hate it too.
Yeah.
Besides the fact that you could say like, or just show it and, whatever. Like, they're destroying chicks. Chicks don't like that.
Honestly, I think the only time it would be like handy to have like a big old swinger is like if someone pantsed you or something.
Yeah.
You're like, cool, dude. You pulled my sweats down, dude. Look at like if someone pantses me, dude, I'm like, I gotta run, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck. Someone pantsed me one time when I tore my ACLs. But lucky, yeah. So I was like on crutches at Arena Cross, and luckily my undies only came. And when I was skinnier, it did have just a little more of a like base to it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they pants me when I was on crutches, dude. I'm like, that's fucked up.
That's why you wear the Ethicas super tight ones.
Yeah, and my belt is even tighter. These things are not coming. I ain't wearing baggy pants ever again.
Yeah,
God, those things came down so easy. So
yeah,
it's a damn shame.
Hey, see, so hey, welcome to the club, JT.
Yeah. Yep, JT, you're one of us.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Real quick, worth watching this weekend.
Yep, nothing for me.
Tyson Fury, the better boxer of the Fury family because the other guy's trash.
Okay,
like we mentioned.
Yeah,
versus Francis Ngannou.
Don't know how to say it. Yeah.
So this one's kind of cool because Francis was.
Wait, who won our bet?
You did.
Yes. Okay.
So, wait.
So Shingo or whatever was his name, Nangashago.
Volkanovski. Head kicked.
Yeah.
Knocked out.
Yeah. No way, really?
We both lost that one.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we went Usman versus...
I had the opposite.
Khamzat won.
Yeah, dude. See?
But, I mean,
I'm smart.
Whatever.
Yeah, I should have bet on it.
I think Usman probably... It was a tie, but whatever. Okay. I'll give it to you.
All right. Okay, thank you.
The verdict was that he won, so I'll give it to you. But Francis was the UFC heavyweight champion.
Okay.
This guy's considered one of the guys with the hardest punch. So he went from the UFC over to boxing now. So we'll see what happens.
I'll pick him.
So he's fighting the best,
right?
Like I said, heavyweight fighter there is right now and stuff. So it's gonna be pretty interesting to see. I like this because this is the first not influencer, but a first mix from a different combat sport.
That's good.
That's coming over to fight an actual champion.
Yeah.
So imagine Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Actually fights a Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah, yeah.
Then we actually see what.
Well, and it sounds like this dude's good too.
No.
You said he's got a big punch.
Yeah, big punch. But if you can't hit Tyson Fury, then what's that do?
That's why I'm picking him because it's a setup, dude.
Maybe.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's gonna go for ratings.
But I do like it because of that. Because instead of just going in and fighting guys that you never heard of, and then all of a sudden he's knocking everyone out, and you're like, oh my God, he's so good. He's fighting the main guy.
Yeah.
So if he does knock him out, good for you.
Huge.
But once he gets his ass kicked, we'll be like, see, that's what happens when you go from one thing. That's why LeBron, everyone says LeBron would be a great wide receiver tight end.
Yeah.
But he don't do it.
Yeah. Well, I even think in our terms, right? It's it would be I don't know. Let's say Austin Faulkner coming over and battling me in freestyle, right? Or me going over and battling Faulkner in moto. It's it's the same thing. You're crafted at what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
I know for a fact I would beat Austin Faulkner doing freestyle.
Yeah.
Because I backflip, right? He doesn't. But I know for a fact if I'm going over to his sport, I'm probably gonna get my ass kicked.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same with UFC, boxing, all that kind of stuff, or influencer boxing, whatever. So,
but the way nowadays, what it is, that's what I'm saying. That they're going against say Fortner practices freestyle for a little bit, and then he goes against Axel, which Axel can flip, and he has a few freestyle tricks, but nothing like Adam Jones.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. So that's what they're going against. So once they do win or they do okay, then everyone can say oh yeah, he's legit, but they're really not.
Yeah.
And that's why I was saying last week, I'm done covering those guys because they really do suck until they actually fight the real legit fighters. I'll talk about them.
And even if they lost, if it was a good fight, you would respect them.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're probably going to lose. Let's be real.
Yeah.
But if it's just an ugly fight, they're not doing it, they look like they just got manhandled, then you'd give them no credit.
I respect Francis for going in this fighting the best guy there is. But even if he like loses really bad, it's kind of what I expect anyways. Yeah. So I give him credit already, you know, just for doing it. But you know, I like it. So we'll see what happens. But you know, Fury's disrespectful, dude. He already booked a fight for like in a month against an actual fighter.
Yeah, he's not going to use any energy.
Yeah,
this is just like a practice round for him.
This is basically what he's saying. This is sparring for me for my actual fight, and it's like pretty gnarly, dude.
Yeah, I can see that though.
But
that's a confidence. Like you're ready to rip, you know. Yeah. So
they asked him what have you been doing to practice. He said like Taco Bell, McDonald's. Like
no, really,
he don't care.
Oh man, shit yourself when you get hit in the gut. Oh dude,
he's a big boy though.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of shit.
Ugh. Stinky.
Okay, is that all we got for what to watch?
I think that's all. Yeah, that's all we got, dude.
Okay, I have nothing. No
NFL.
Golf.
Hey, I think legit we jinxed some of these teams.
Yeah,
49ers.
Niners are toast, dude.
2-0 since we talked. 0-2.
0-2, yeah. Eagles
lost the one.
Yeah, they looked pretty good last weekend.
Yeah, they beat the shit out of the Dolphins.
I'm still saying Eagles are going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But 49ers, you know, we were all there, and then all of a sudden we talked about them, and they went 0-2.
Purdy's just throwing up Hail Marys for no reason, dude. Picks all over the place.
Yeah. So, you know, football, if you're into that this weekend, the fight this weekend.
I got mom's birthday starting today, so wish me luck.
Going to Fuentes. Happy birthday, Phyllis.
Happy birthday, mama.
Tomorrow.
That's all we got?
Yeah.
Okay, you got to do the outro because I did the intro.
Okay. So thank you guys for hanging with the boys. My name is Jorge. This is Mike over here. Check us out on all our social medias at @theboys_pod. Everywhere. Make sure you leave a comment, subscribe, like, everything you need to do. That actually does help us quite a bit. Yep. I know like everyone in every video there is says it, but it does help because it pushes the algorithm and it pushes out there so other people can discover this wonderful podcast.
How immature we are. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next week.
Until next time.
Peace.